Welcome to day 79 of the Daily Spark questions. This one says, how does the presence of uncertainty reorganize my perception? How does the presence of uncertainty reorganize my perception? That's a good question, but I'm a little like, what direction do I go with this? A lot of thoughts are coming up. The first, maybe biggest thought is like when I'm in a moment of like indecision, which maybe means like uncertainty, like uncertain of like what I should choose. Um, I almost feel like a little paralysis, like analysis paralysis, or like if something feels like a little uncertain and I don't know the way forward, my perception feels like clouded. So it's like how does uncertainty reorganize my perception? My perception feels like a little, now I'm stuck. It's almost like I can't do anything. And so what I've been doing is just like set it aside, go do something else that feels like more open, not certain, but just less uncertain. It's almost like I can actually reorganize what's in front of me, and it doesn't have to be the uncertainty. It doesn't have to be the decision I'm making. I can be like, that's a thing, put it over there, and go do something else that feels like it almost feels like free, like not a to do, not a like not something I should be doing, but just sort of like maybe I'll pick up something to read, maybe I'll do a craft, maybe I'll sit and watch 5 minutes of a podcast or something just different. And that seems to really work for me because I don't I used to be like, well, if I do something else, that means I'm distracting from the decision I should be making or this thing I should be working on. And that then felt like not only do I not want to do the thing I'm uncertain about because it's uncertain and I don't know my way through it, which makes me feel bad. Now I'm distracting from it and I'm making myself feel bad for avoiding doing that. And it just was like the cycle of badness. And honestly, it still happens sometimes. And then like snap out of it. You know that doesn't work. So now I snap out of it quicker, but it still comes around. That whole like, you should do that. And if you're not, you should feel bad about it. So dumb. And so my perception gets reorganized. Like, how does the presence of uncertainty reorganize my perception? Well, it used to be like my perception was like, you got to figure this out because that's the only thing in front of you and that's the only option. There's nothing else. So my perception was very narrow. But now my perception, I think, is like, oh, I still have choice. I still have agency. I don't have to put any more energy into the uncertainty. Just because there's uncertainty doesn't mean I have to make it certain because nothing in life is certain. Like that's an illusion, right? It's just like, okay, this is a moment where I'm like hitting my head against a brick wall. There's something uncertain, like I'm like, does not compute. And that's okay. Like I'm finally getting to a point where I can say, oh, that's okay, fine. Like, why did it take me so long? And so this, I think that's where I'm taken with this question. Because I think it's the okayness that just feels like such a relief that like this past year, especially, like just being in the okayness, like being comfortable with the discomfort. And that, I think I just said in the last video, like it's just taken practice over time. And I still have to practice it over more time. What about you? Do you feel like, because where my mind keeps going is choice. Like, why are we humans so good about limiting our own choice? Or like, And I feel like that's a lot of our own suffering. It's like feeling like our perception is limited, feeling like we don't have any choice to feel differently, even think about something different. Like what is it in us that says no, you've got to, if it's uncertain, you got to figure it out, or you got to feel bad about it, or you got to have an opinion about it, you know? Like when the world out there like to save us. Like I keep thinking like politics is such an easy example because like there's so much uncertainty in the world because like these the people in the power positions are making the decisions, right? For that affect all of us in some way. Some affect other groups more than others, but it's there that's who we elected to make the decisions on our behalf that affect, or the people in these big corporations who have all the money power, and the influence that affects us. So a lot of us who feel like it's like everything's uncertain because I'm not the one making the decisions. I don't even know what the topics are we're making decisions on until I see it in the news. I'm like, oh, that's a thing somebody made a decision about. I guess that's going to affect me now. I went to the gas station the other day and gas was like $1 more expensive than the last time I got gas. And I was like, it's only been a month. What happened? Some decision got made and here I am affected. Like now I have to spend like, I don't know, $20 more than I usually, like 50 more. And I'm like, so it's like nothing is certain anymore because the world's moving even faster and faster and faster every day, where it's like, I don't even know what to think and how that and that whatever I was going with that is like, it might feel like, oh, I've got to have opinions on this because everything's uncertain and changing and I need to like pin something down. And the only thing I have is how I think about something, how I feel about something, the opinion I need to have on it. Because I don't have any tangible way to make any change in this situation. I need gas. I gotta drive places. I gotta pay that amount, silly example maybe, but so it's like, wait a minute. Some things we still have to deal with. Like there's no getting around that I have to use my car right now for things and I have to pay that amount. But in other ways, like I literally, if it's something I'm dealing with, I can choose. Like I could look at like maybe I could look at paying that gas and have a different view about it. Like honestly, in the moment, I didn't think those people in power raising my gas prices. I honestly thought, was there a time warp? I swear it was just like $1 less a gallon. But it's like, oh, I guess it's been a month, and I'm like, well, that's the way things go. I still need gas. I don't have an electric car, So it's like, I didn't then turn around and say, oh, I need to be mad about it. I have to have an opinion, And it's like, maybe it's useful to be mad about it and have an opinion. I'm not saying having opinions is wrong, but it's like, that's our perception. And if we're always getting mad at everything because we feel so out of power, like in the back seat of everything, then it's like, I feel like the way, like to be comfortable with in the discomfort. And it's not just throwing up your hands and just resigning to like, well, oh, well, it doesn't feel like apathy to me. It feels like this has always happened and it will continue to happen. This, like things beyond our perceived control. Things will always feel uncertain because change is the only constant and humans just love to not love change. Not everybody. But I feel like the more we can like, oh, wait a minute. Like I can choose to see things differently. I can still have choice in more places than maybe I thought before. Because I feel like that when I've got to be mad about everything or have an opinion about everything, it feels like it comes from a place of like, oh, because there's a headline floating in front of me, oh, that means it's important to me. It's like, no, No one said it has to be important to you. Well, then you're not engaged in the world. You got to know everything that's going on. No, you don't. Who says? Right? Who says? So it's like we can totally reframe everything. I feel like that's a theme lately too, is like being asked to like reframe things. I mean, people in power do it. They reframe the narrative to suit them. And we can reframe our narrative to suit us. It's liberating. Now, obviously not to do harm. It's not to be evil people, but it's like for our own mental health, right? It's like, wait a minute, I can choose not to keep hitting my head against this brick wall. I can actually say, okay, I might need to deal with that at some point. Let's just set that aside for a moment. I can choose 5 minutes to reframe my experience and my perception. So I feel like that's really helpful. It's really basic, but it's really helpful when we feel stuck. And it's not like we're going to avoid it forever. We know we still have to deal, we still have to pay bills, we still have to pay for gas, we still have to do stuff. But it's like I can choose not to bring like I have agency. I can find 5 minutes to do something else, you know. So that's where this one takes me. What about you? I feel like there's so much more with this, but I'm going to go because I'm hungry.